It's Christmas time, and with Christmas time means it's time to watch some Christmas specials. We all watch our Christmas movies, you know. I have an annual list of Christmas things I watch. So every year when it's Christmas time, I go and I watch these little Christmas movies. I watch TV episodes of Christmas that are Christmas themed. I have a bunch of Christmas movies to watch. I even have Christmas comic books that I read during this time. But one thing I always do every year is I watch or experience some Doctor Who Christmas special. So what I want to do in this video is go over a bunch of Doctor Who Christmas stories that I think are very good, and I think that, they're very good for Christmas viewing. They definitely get you in the Christmas mood, the Christmas feel of everything. So we're not going to go over just the Christmas specials that were on TV. We're going to go over some ones in other mediums as well. So the first one I want to start off with for a great Christmas Doctor Who story is a short story called O Tannenbaum. O Tannenbaum features the first Doctor and Steven alone. So this is after Vicky has left them in the Mythmakers. So they are alone, and there's quite actually they try to widen the gap between the first Doctor and Steven doing some solo stories, which is real nice actually. I actually really like the duo of the first Doctor and Steven. And this story, it sees the Doctor and Steven land in like a huge snowy area. It's blizzard outside, and they find a cabin, and they go into the cabin. There's a family there. I say a family. It's a son and a daughter. Not a son and a daughter, a father and a daughter. And I believe there might be a grandfather. I don't know. I'm going about this from memory. And essentially, there's something going on outside the cabin with the trees. Oh, that's the villain of this, is the trees. So what happens when they notice that the trees are the bad guys, and then they all look at the Christmas tree? Ooh, it's a really good one. It is not super happy. It is actually quite a bit depressing. This Christmas story, so not the best one for holly jolly cheer, but it does take place during Christmas. This is a Christmas story, but it's a lot more on the depressing side. There is a bit of happiness at the end, but overall, it is not a super uplifting Christmas story. But to me, this is the first Doctor Christmas story in my eyes. Better than the one that was in the Daleks Master Plan, where he randomly just turns to the camera and goes, "And a Merry Christmas to all of you at home." This one's an actual Christmas story. So I listen to this one pretty much every year. It's really easy too. It's like 30 minutes. It's like a 30-minute short story that you can listen to. This is on Big Finish, so you can get it there. And that is that one. So the next one is The Christmas Dimension. This is a third Doctor short story, also from Big Finish. Now, this one's a bit trickier to find. This one is a subscriber special, so you have to subscribe to the Big Finish monthly range. And I forget what month it is, but during the month that this belongs to, you can get this story as like a subscriber special because you subscribe. Now, I did not subscribe to get this story. I used other means and found the story. It was very nice, and this is a third Doctor story. This takes place during season 7, so it has the third Doctor, Liz Shaw, the Brigadier, Benton, I believe, is in this one as well. And essentially, I can't really talk and explain it. They're getting ready for Christmas, right? They're getting ready for Christmas. So the third Doctor is about to experience his first Christmas on Earth, essentially, since being exiled. And when they talk about how, oh, suddenly there's snow everywhere, right? And all this type of stuff. Or suddenly there's this giant ant or something that shows up. And it's like, what's going on? When they reveal what it is, it's very clever. I do like it. And it ends on a happy note with, like the third Doctor's excited to go to this Christmas dinner and all that. It's a very nice one. Again, another short story. I really enjoyed it. This one's definitely much more uplifting than O Tannenbaum is. Then we have the Sixth Doctor next up with Blood on Santa's Claw. Now, this is an audio drama from Big Finish that is part of the monthly range, so this is very easy to find. Now, there is a spoiler that I am going to give, because this is presented as a anthology story, right? So it's presented as 4 stories four like, would they be an hour? About, I wouldn't say they're an hour, but it's presented as four separate stories. Essentially, it features Sixth Doctor, Perry, and her new boyfriend. Her new boyfriend Joe. Yeah, I was like, oh, we got a new companion, Joe. So I was like, ooh, interesting. And I'm always for some Sixth Doctor Perry. That's one of my favorite TARDIS teams. So I'm way a-okay for this one. So the four stories is Blood on Santa's Claw, which sees the Doctor and Perry arrive on this planet called Naxios, where they find the body of Father Christmas. And everyone is dressed like Shakespearean costumes, and there's talking animals. It's very weird and wacky. Then there's the baby awakes, where this is making fun of the term designer babies and all that, where you can make your own child like however you want it, essentially. Then there is I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day, where there's a Christmas party that's been going on for 3 years, and then Brightly Shone the Moon That Night is the final story. Here's the spoiler. If you don't want it, skip about 10 seconds. This is an anthology. They're all connected. This is actually a 4-part story. Yeah. And yeah. So after that, little spoiler. There is a fun little thing. All these stories are actually written by the same writer. So each story has a different writer, but they're not. They're all pseudonyms. It's all written by Nev Fountain, who wrote the final story. He actually wrote this whole thing. So if you skip the spoiler, that might also give you a clue as to what the spoiler was. But this is a real fun one. It's a really nice idea. It expands on some Time Lord mythology as well, which was very, very interesting to hear in this story. And I was like, oh, that's some really good lore. I really like that. I'm all about my Doctor Who lore. So yeah, Blood on Santa's Claw is a real fun one. I really do enjoy it. And it's like it's the Sixth Doctor Christmas special. It's really, really fun. Then we have the Hesitation and Deviation with the Seventh Doctor. Now we're back to the short story. So this features the Seventh Doctor and Bernice Summerfield. Bernice Summerfield, who is a companion from the Virgin New Adventure books, but Big Finish took Bernice and they essentially they just gave her a whole bunch of stories. She's got like, freaking, like, how many seasons? 7 something seasons or something? Like, she's got a bunch of stuff on Big Finish. And this is one of the rare times that they put Benny back with the Doctor, which they don't normally do now. Bernice is kind of always on her own. So it's really nice when I get to see Bernice be the Seventh Doctor's companion again. So this story sees the Seventh Doctor bring Bernice to a planet where Christmas is always done right. This is perfect. This planet always gets Christmas just right. But this year, something's going on, right? Obviously, something's going on. And this story is told by, like, Benny talking to a therapist. A lot of times, Big Finish, what they'll do is they'll have it being, like, told to you by a companion. In the style of the Companion Chronicles. Definitely, what they do that is they have the companion in character is telling you the story. Right? In other short trips, it's straight up just narrator, whatever, right? But for this one, they did take the form of a companion chronicle where it's Bernice in character telling you the story. And she's telling it to you via her robot therapist. This is a fun one, definitely. I do think it's a really, really good one. It is funny to hear Lisa Bowerman try and do the Sylvester McCoy Scottish accent. So that's pretty funny. But yeah, this is the Seventh Doctor Christmas special for me. It really, yeah, it really is. So after this, now we got a bunch of new ones. We're getting to a bunch now. Now we're going to Doctors with multiple Christmas stories to talk about. The first one is the Eighth Doctor in Chimes of Midnight. If you've ever heard about Big Finish, one of the first stories you're probably ever told to listen to is Chimes of Midnight. Chimes of Midnight is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of my favorite Doctor Who stories ever in any medium. It is fantastic. I'll never forget the first time I listened to it. I was in a mall shopping with my family with this playing. And it was Christmas time, obviously, so, you know, fit the mood. Wow. What a story. It's fantastically written. Robert Sherman, this is what got me to be a fan of his. Because, wow, like, this is great. And this is a story where you do kind of need to have an idea of who Charlie is. You're the Eighth Doctor's companion during this because it does somewhat tie into the arc they were going with at the time, but it is pretty standalone, which is really good. That's like, to me, I love stories that, deal with plot and all that, but I love just stories that are just episodic. You can play them whenever you want and don't have to think about anything. This is kind of like that. Again, it does lean heavily on the arc they were going with Charlie, but if you can just get that basic understanding of who Charlie is and what the thing about her is, and then go into this, you'll love it still. Like this arc is great. I love this story so much. It's like a spoof almost of Downton Abbey in a way. Real fun, and when the time stuff starts happening and all that, and the smart way the Doctor learns how everything starts to work here, really, really fun. And it ends, I really love the ending. The ending's great. This is definitive Christmas listening, I guess, every year. This is a fantastic Christmas story. It's fantastic. Now, the Eighth Doctor has quite a bunch of Christmas stories. He has Death in Blackpool with, now we're no longer with Charlie, we're with Lucy Miller. Death in Blackpool is a very important one for the overall EDAs, so I wouldn't really recommend you listening to it annually. And it's not the most happiest Christmas story in the world either. To me, Death in Blackpool was always like, yeah, it's a Christmas one, but it's also just more mainly like a story episode. It mainly feels like a this is an arc episode, right? An arc heavy episode is how Death in Blackpool always felt to me. Yeah, I wouldn't definitely say that this is a yearly Christmas viewing, right? It does, like, it leans very much into what the story they were going with, type of thing. So yeah, but I mean, I will bring it up because it is a good story. It's a very good story, but I mean, I probably wouldn't, like, if you've never listened to anything with Lucy Miller, don't listen to this. Okay, do not listen to this. All right. Yeah, it's a is it a heavy one? Then we have Relative Dimensions, which is another Christmas story. This one, though, I think is a lot more accessible than Death in Blackpool is. So this one basically sees the Eighth Doctor hosting Christmas dinner in the TARDIS with Lucy, and they are joined by Susan and her son Alex. Yup. Now this one kind of acts as like a sequel to another audio called An Earthly Child. Get it? You get it? An Earthly Child, where the Eighth Doctor goes and meets Susan again, and that's where you're introduced to Alex, her son. And then this one kind of acts as like a sequel to that, right? If you have to listen to that one, and then you can come listen to this one, but I just told you it, so there you go. This also references Death in Blackpool, so there's that. But I like this one. You actually get to see the Doctor celebrate Christmas with his family, which is like never done. You always celebrate it with like the companion and their family, but this time the Doctor gets to celebrate it with legitimately his family. It's written by Mark Platt, who is, I'm like 80-20 with Mark Platt, okay? Like, he mainly does good stuff, but every now and then, of course, there's a lot of references, by the way, to old Doctor Who, right? Like, because, Susan and the Doctor reminisce about things. He does a reference to the first Doctor's Feast of Stephen, Fourth Wall Break, where he says, Happy Christmas to everyone else too, if anyone's listening. Like, that's just fun. I love when you do stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely would say that this one is much more accessible than Death in Blackpool and can be listened at any time. And it's a really fun one too. And then the final Eighth Doctor audio that is a Christmas one is Better Watch Out, Fairy Tale of Salzburg. It's a two-parter that's split in there. This is part of Ravenous, the Ravenous series, where it has the Doctor and his new companions, which is, oh my god, Liv and Helen. Yeah, Liv and Helen. And they are going up against Krampus. It's the Doctor versus Krampus. I think I just sold you on that premise alone. Yeah. So there we go. And then we move on to the TV episodes that we all know and love. The ones I would say are the best Christmas specials is for the 10th Doctor, Runaway Bride, That's just a great one. I even watch that one even when it's not Christmas, just because it's just such a good episode. It introduces Donna, gets you ready for the Dr. Donna dynamic that we're gonna get later on in the show. Yeah. And then I think the next Christmas special of his that I actually watched that is Christmas is Voyage of the Damned, which I believe to this day is still the most watched Doctor Who TV episode of all time, which is absolutely insane. you know man, it's crazy. So then when we move to the 11th Doctor, really his best Christmas special to me is his first one, which was A Christmas Carol, where he goes and he meets I believe he's called Cassian or Kazaden or whatever his name is, like the guy that Michael Gambon plays, and he goes throughout his life, right, being his buddy on Christmas and all that type of stuff to change the guy's appearance, feeling on Christmas. You know, it's real fun. I love that one. And then there's Amy and Rory up in the ship. So time's of the essence. We gotta get this going. It's real fun. That's such a good episode. And then the Doctor gets married to Marilyn Monroe in this episode too, so that's awesome. And then and like, because these other Christmas specials, the Doctor, Witch, and the Wardrobe, I think sucks. I think that episode's awful. And then the Snowman is okay. It's the Clara introduction episode, and she really should have stayed Victorian Clara, let's be honest here. But it's like, I don't go back to that one as much, right? That one is definitely more story episode than Christmas special. This one's a Christmas special. And then for the 12th Doctor, Husband's River Song. That is the Christmas special I watched the most. Last Christmas is okay. And Return of Dr. Mysterio, I think sucks. I think that episode's awful. That episode to me marks the beginning of the downfall of Doctor Who. Because then we go into Series 10 with Capaldi, and Series 10 is not good. So that to me marks the beginning. Husband's a River Song, on the other hand, I do love this episode. It finishes River's arc, finishes her story, because she goes into the library after, and it ties a nice little bow on her character. And it was nice to just see Capaldi have fun too, after being a grouchy old man this whole time, which we love, by the way. Let's not pretend we don't love him. We love grouchy old man Capaldi. It was nice to see him just have fun. And the shoe's on the other foot now. Now he knows everything about River and she doesn't know it's him, type of deal, right? That's a lot of fun. So those are the Christmas Doctor Who stories I just wanted to talk about and kind of recommend to you if you're looking for some more Christmas things. I mean, most of us will watch the Christmas Doctor Who specials on TV, but I wanted to bring attention to some other ones, mainly the audio ones as well. Of course, I've missed a bunch of other Christmas stories in books. I know there's an anthology, 12 Doctors of Christmas, which I own, and it's a pretty good read, actually. There is Wintertime Paradox, which not necessarily everything's Christmas there, but it was good for Christmas reading, you know? There's plenty other Christmas stories I'm forgetting. Probably some in comic books too that I'm just blanking on or weren't on my radar for this. But yeah, that's it for me. Let me know what you think. What's your favorite Doctor Who Christmas special? Let me know in the comments down below. And everyone, I will see you guys all next time. Take care.